The 6-year-old girl and 4-year-old boy were siblings placed in a Cedar Park foster home last year. KXAN's Chris Sadeghi has more on the investigation into their deaths as well as their foster placement.
While splashing around with his sister and grandpa's dog, Houston Lane knows how deep is too deep.
When the water's up to here, we'll turn and come back a little ways.
And up on the shore sits Grandpa, just in case.
We try to keep a real close eye on him and not let him get too far in.
But just one day earlier, in the same stretch of water, another young brother and sister drowned, and police say their foster family was also on the shore. Now that foster home is shut down, and the lake has changes of its own.
We noticed that they were out here, and we hadn't seen them before.
One day after the drowning, Corps of Engineers loaner life jackets were set out for anyone to use, but there were no stepped-up safety patrols. And as always, swimmers have to provide their own safety.
But even if they do know how to swim, you still got to keep an eye on them. You just can't let them go, you know.
Georgetown police are still investigating, but say the kids were playing a game in just a few feet of water to see who could hold their breath underwater the longest. They never surfaced.
That's really a shame. I feel sorry for the families.
But that family and the child placement agency who placed the children in their home are now expected to get a close look from the state to see if the children's safety was as good as it should have been. From Georgetown, Chris Sadeghi, KXAN News.
Here's what we know about the children's foster care, according to the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
The children were placed in the Cedar Park home last August by Providence Kids Placement Agency, along with 2 other siblings who have now been moved. Providence Kids has placed 29 other children across Central Texas. As part of the investigation, caseworkers will visit each home where those children live. The agency's contract with the state pays them $30 million a year. The children this weekend died after last year's spike in abuse and neglect deaths in Texas foster care. Tonight at 10, an advocacy group is now pushing for stronger state standards and lightening the caseloads for state workers. Also, we'll take a look at what Child Protective Services is already doing to make changes.
The area of Lake Georgetown where the drownings happened does not have lifeguards. That is very common for many popular swimming spots across Central Texas. Places like Hamilton Pool in western Travis County, Windy Point on Lake Travis, and Blue Hole in Wimberley do not have lifeguards for swimmers. Before yesterday, Williamson County had not had a child drowning in nearly 3 years. It is a different story statewide. Texas has led the nation last year in child deaths by drowning. 82 children drowned in Texas last year. That is up 11% from the year before. Reports for 2014 only go through mid-June. 35 children have drowned in Texas during that time period. Most of those deaths happened in swimming pools. Most victims are younger than the age of 3.